This is Culture Shock's promotional plan.
Culture Shock has successfully launched itself from the ground up and is in full running motion. Our group was fortunate enough to conduct a study of the business model and recommend a promotional effort. Culture Shock's products and services are extremely unique. The purpose of Culture Shock is to let their customers know more about different cultures. It focuses on letting customers know the story behind the jewelry they are purchasing, what the designer's inspiration was, how the product was crafted, and why the piece is so unique. Culture Shock believes that every piece of jewelry should tell a story about the culture it represents. Its mission statement shows how their products and services are different from others. They believe in embracing different cultures and not just tolerating them. In order to appreciate your own culture, you must first be able to fully embrace other cultures. Culture Shock has been able to refocus its target market to women between the ages of 18 to 28, specifically college students and young professionals. This age group characteristics such as technical savvy, socially active, information hungry, and very diverse aligns with Culture Shock's form of e-commerce. Diving deeper into the target market and only including women help to bring out aspects that merge perfectly with Culture Shock's beliefs of addressing racial, cultural injustice, educating through the use of jewelry, and emphasizing the importance of diversity training necessary in today's society. The main threat or problem that Culture Shock is dealing with is having a high price point for their designated target market. They currently charge their customers anywhere from $75 to $900 for a piece of jewelry. These price points are extremely far out of the price reach for their new, more refined college target segmentation. Knowing that this poses a threat in losing a new potential customer base, Culture Shock has now lowered its prices to $50 to $300, while maintaining each piece of jewelry to the same standard as before.
Culture Shock has hit the ground running in the first 3 years of operation. They have successfully created a unique, high-quality product for its customers. Culture Shock has no direct problem with its product, but rather a disconnect in its mission statement and final customer feedback. Culture Shock's main goal is to create social awareness among its customers. According to the survey administered to recent customers, 40% said they had gained no cultural knowledge since purchasing a product. This disconnect is our main problem, which we aim to fix.
After meeting with the client, 5 specific promotional objectives were established. Culture Shock's main goal is to sell international accessories, but also educate customers about different cultures. We suggest that every time a customer makes a purchase from a different line, a note should be added with information about the product and a little bit of history about the country. This will help the customers feel educated and feel a bit more personal with the brand.
Another objective to work on is the company's website. It has room for improvement by making it more appealing and user-friendly for customers to browse through and purchase products. As of now, Culture Shock customers are pretty slim, only a few around 35. And by changing the website to a more user-friendly one that appeals to that target market, the site will be able to attract a large amount of customers.
The idea of having promotional parties is essential for Culture Shock's objectives. By involving consumers in social events and promoting the jewelry in the event, people will see the potential that Culture Shock has and they will go on and share the experience and brand with other people. The promotional event will have a theme and it will be centered on the country that Culture Shock's jewelry line is inspired by at the moment. The pop-up party will also be dedicated to educating the customers about jewelry and the country used during the season. Ideally, the pop-up parties will be cross-promotions with bars and beer companies that the target market usually go to.
Brand ambassadors can also be implemented into Culture Shock's marketing. Just like Uber, the ambassador will promote the brand around college campuses and help people recognize the story behind the jewelry and how unique each product is. The first brand ambassadors will be from Loyola University New Orleans and Tulane University.
We also suggest that Culture Shock should continue to have a strong social media presence and continue to use it as a way to market itself. The new target market presented to Christine was young and outgoing college girls. College students are extremely engaged in social media, and by having a strong social media presence on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, people will be able to share it with their friends and see what Culture Shock is up to. By doing so, Culture Shock will become a better known brand and hopefully expand throughout the United States and not only be known in Louisiana. The social media goal is to reach at least 4,000 followers on Instagram and 2,000 on Facebook by the end of 2015.
Culture Shock has a set budgeting of $0 and 0 cents for their marketing efforts. One of our recommendations, the description cards, can be handmade by Culture Shock's employees, meaning it will go into labor hours. The cards will take less than 5 minutes to make each one, and will be a maximum of 300 cards per collection, equaling 25 hours of labor for a whole collection. In our recommendation of Culture Shock having pop-up parties and partnering with local New Orleans businesses, the marketing budget will be $0 and 0 cents as well. All advertising should be done through social media, which will only cost the company labor hours. Since Culture Shock wants to partner with places such as Monkey Hill and Noah Brewing, they will provide all beverages, leaving Culture Shock with no cost.
Like we stated before, Culture Shock has limited resources and a tight marketing budget of $0 and 0 cents. This budget has limited our promotional strategy to 2 main promotional efforts. We would first recommend Culture Shock to start including cards along with each piece of jewelry that would include a short message on the piece and its history. This will help ensure a more educational aspect, which the survey shows was lacking. 40% of the participants asked, since becoming a Culture Shock customer, have you learned more about other cultures? Answered, no. Providing each piece with a description card shipped for the next fall collection of 300 pieces could be done without a penny spent, if each is handwritten. Handwriting, or at least personalizing each story with each piece, will add great value to customers' already unique pieces. This will also solve the problem that customers report with lack of education. It is important to note that sales will not necessarily jump due to this promotional effort, but it will aid in customer retention and customer cycle as a whole. Our second recommendation is to initiate the pop-up parties and expand partnerships with local New Orleans small business owners, such as Dat Dog, Monkey Hill, Nola Brewing, etc. These promotional parties will be sponsored by all participating businesses in hopes of bettering the community. They will be marketed primarily by Culture Shock's blog, which has the most user activity from her customers. Second, it should also be marketed through her Facebook and Twitter followers. In total, Culture Shock should be reaching about 2,000 potential customers. Parties will also be theme-driven, giving Culture Shock the opportunity to show its customers how the country in season celebrates these various events. A Cinco de Mayo and Voodoo-themed party would be great kickstarters to get potential customers involved.
In all, we believe if these 2 promotional efforts, along with the other objectives, are implemented, Culture Shock will see increased revenue and a higher retention in customer satisfaction. We'd like to thank Christine as well as Professor White and everybody for helping us out with our promotional plan.